It could be said that the PS2 era was something of an experimental time for Shin Megami Tensei. A lot of the games they released around the time deviated a fair amount from the usual stuff that SMT was known for releasing. Nocturne, while playing rather traditionally, thematically felt quite different from its predecessors. Devil Summoner Raidou added a real-time element to the gameplay. Persona 3 and 4 added that whole daily life simulator aspect. But at the center of all that experimentation, one particular entry stands out, and that would be Digital Devil Saga, a pair of games released in the West in 2005 that were clearly meant to emulate a more traditional RPG. So, rather than going around collecting and fusing demons as one normally would, instead you have a group of several party members who each can learn their own little skill sets. The game also focuses more on character growth and story, with cutscenes and all that stuff like you would expect in a more traditional RPG. However, unlike, say, Persona, which was doing something of a similar thing, Digital Devil Saga tries much harder to keep itself closer to its Shin Megami Tensei roots. Mostly in the themes that the game deals with. You know, darker stuff, post-apocalypse, dealing with soldiers rather than high schoolers. And I have to say, as someone who started out as a Persona fanboy before slowly branching out into the greater SMT verse, I found the game to be a very interesting experience. So that is why today we will be going over the story that is Digital Devil Saga. So our game begins with the cutscene where we find two groups of soldiers eyeing one another across a battlefield. Since we're here, we might as well give some context for all this. This place is the Junkyard, a vast wasteland where it's constantly cloudy and everyone you run into wants you dead. The Junkyard itself consists of a bunch of scattered ruins, including several small but functional human settlements. All of that surrounds a giant tower which stands directly in the center of the land, because SMT fucking loves it some giant-ass towers. Anyways, as I said before, surrounding the tower are several human settlements. 6 to be exact, and each of these settlements constitutes a tribe. When it comes to the tribes, there are a number of laws that each of them must follow, the most important of which are these 3. First, you must follow your tribe's leader no matter what. If they should ask you to die for them, then you should be more than willing to do so. Second, if one tribe manages to kill another tribe's leader, then all of the deceased leader's followers must immediately join the winning tribe and serve them as if they were their own now. And third, when only one leader remains, when all of the Junkyard has been united under one tribe, the doorway to Nirvana atop the tower at the center of the Junkyard will open. And the last remaining leader, along with all his or her followers, will be permitted to enter and achieve their greatest wish in Nirvana. So anyways, getting back to the cutscene, what we are witnessing here is a clash of two clans squaring off. The Vanguards, who have the green markings, and the one we shall be following through this story, the Embryons, with the orange markings. The two groups have convened here because something strange has appeared on their borders. This, tentacle artichoke thing. In any case, the two sides square off, unsure what the thing is. If it's a trap or weapon set up by the other side, or something else entirely. A small skirmish breaks out between the two sides, but before it can get far, something truly unusual happens. After all that, we are introduced to the members of the Embryon, the party we'll be traveling with throughout this story. First off, there's Archila, who I guess you could call the emotional heart of the group. Compared to the rest of the party, she's generally more compassionate and thoughtful, though she can certainly throw down with the best of them if the need arises. That all being said, she has a tendency to get inside her own head and really question the difference between right and wrong. Then there's Gale, an emotionless robot of a man. He spends the majority of the game asking questions.
What are these markings? What was that? What is pissed? What is joking? Why is that? What is this honor you speak of? Why do you not just tell him yourself? I do not comprehend. I do not comprehend. I do not comprehend.
Oh, hush. That's enough from you.
That being said, when it comes to knowledge or tactical know-how, there's nobody better. And despite his general monotone, deep down, he does hold a certain sense of pride and camaraderie. Next up, there's Cielo, the comic relief of the group. He's more or less the opposite of Gale, outgoing, loud, and full of personality, but basically has no brains whatsoever to back them up. The localization team also decided to give him a Jamaican accent.
It's, the cat. The cat's doing it. I think he wants to go outside.
The cat?
There's nothing wrong with that, I just wanted to point it out. Next up on the docket is Heat, and if you can imagine what the bastard offspring of Vegeta and Bakugo would look like, yeah, that's pretty much Heat. Short temper, foul mouth, violent as hell, and just the tiniest bit tsundere. He can, however, be a little possessive at times. Finally, there's the leader of the group, and our player character, Cerf. Like pretty much every Shin Megami Tensei protagonist, he's silent, blank-faced, and lacks any of those so-called human feelings. The only real traits that shine through, like most, is that he's endlessly loyal to his friends and comrades, and he has the ability to be both driven or compassionate depending on the situation. Anyways, back to the story at hand. The five of you awaken to find the area you were previously engaging the vanguards in is in tatters. The vanguards themselves have disappeared, and your entire party has seemingly been unconscious for quite some time. What's more, the lot of you can't really remember anything that happened, just kind of a white light before everything goes hazy. However, before you can ponder what exactly that could mean, Heat and Cielo direct your attention to the strange object you had been investigating, which is now open. Inside is an unconscious and naked girl with jet black hair, a trait completely alien to the junkyard. Looking down on her, several of your party members can't help but feel like they've seen the girl before. Well, whatever the case, the lot of you decide to escort the girl back to your compound, the Embryon headquarters, and figure out what to do from there. The girl herself remains unconscious for the entire journey.
Heat, how is she?
Still sleeping.
She did not have a tag ring. Who could she be?
The woman is not our concern. The ramifications of the battle are unclear. What are these markings? Our priority is to clarify the situation.
I will go to the vanguards.
To the Vanguard's territory?
I will. They may have an answer for us. Cerf and I will go. And one more. The rest will stay and guard the base.
I will go. I want an explanation.
So it's decided. You, Archila, and Heat will head for the Vanguard HQ to see if they can shed some light on this otherworldly situation you currently find yourselves in. But upon your arrival, you find the place to be all but deserted. Not a single watchman or guard, nothing. The place looks completely empty. Confused, the three of you head inside to investigate, and at first everything seems much like outside, deserted. However, as you make your way deeper, you hear something behind a barricaded door.
Don't come any closer. No. Stay back. Don't eat me. Please.
Harley, what are you saying?
You murdered them and ate them all! You all turned into monsters. And then you devoured all of my men! That light, that weird light, shot right through us. And then everyone started freaking the hell out!
Don't!
Everyone started attacking each other! You ripped them apart with your bare hands! And then...
Stop! Be quiet!
God help me!
Shut up!
Yes, that white light, those strange markings. For whatever reason, they've irrevocably changed the fates of you and your fellow embryon. You are all now demons. Primal, base entities existing in the darkest corner of the human psyche. But I mean, hey, look at the bright side. At least you didn't need a creepy kid to drop a centipede in your eye to get it. Anyways, after the Vanguard leader retreats and you crush the puny ghouls he leaves behind, your entire party is overcome with a rather shocking sensation. Hunger. A burning, instinctual desire to consume the flesh of other demons, to absorb their power. The lifeless corpses of the ghouls you left behind just look all too tantalizing. And well, at this sudden onset hunger, your three party members have some rather different reactions. Archila is disgusted by the feeling, the idea of consuming somebody else. Even if they were her enemy, it sickens her to her core. She refuses to give in to her desire and doesn't eat. Cerf, like always faces the whole thing blank face on, but he does appear to be willing to eat. As for Heat, let's just say Heat seems a little too excited to be eating his enemies. Like, I'm pretty sure he was already looking for an excuse to go full cannibal, and this is just God answering his prayers. Well, whatever the case, you still need to speak with the Vanguard leader and find out what he knows about the demons, the marks on your body, and that girl. So, you head even deeper into their stronghold, which is now crawling with newly demonified Vanguard soldiers. Eventually, after a lot of consumed demon flesh, you make it to Harley's room where you find him cowering in a corner. Archila steps forward to try and reason with him, but he pushes past her and starts his own little interrogation.
Who exactly is the girl?
What girl? Please don't. I don't know anything. I'm telling you the truth.
Why don't you know? We were the only ones on the battlefield. Now who is the girl? Where did she come from? Answer me, Harley. Why the hell can't I get that girl out of my mind?
He's got some issues to work out. Regardless, Harley, now backed into a corner, realizes his only avenue left is to fight. And so, transforms, much like you had, into his own demon form. A, humanoid zebra thing? With these, really disturbingly tiny arms. But despite his candor, he's not a particularly tough opponent, and soon falls before you. Sadly, despite being the only other group present, it looks like he had no more information about this whole demon thing or the black-haired girl than we did. Still, on the bright side, you did defeat the Vanguard leader, so what few Vanguard forces remain join under the Embryon banner, as is Junkyard law. In any case, you head back towards home camp. At this point, Archila is barely able to walk, and Cerf is forced to carry her. It looks like her refusal to eat is having some sort of negative effect on her body. But before you can deal with that, as you make your way into your camp, the unmistakable sound of battle reaches your ears. You rush forward to find Cielo under attack by an unfamiliar demon, although it quickly becomes apparent that this is Gale's demonic form. It seems like his hunger drove him into a frenzy, and he's trying to get a hold of the nearest meat available. The three of you rush down to your comrades, and Heat jumps in to stop Gale. But before he can do anything,
to you, deliver us from the dark and give us hope. May you fill us with your undying love, Shanti, Shanti.
Apparently, her name is Sarah. She claims to be here to help us, but seemingly has no memory of how or why. For whatever reason, her song is capable of calming down your demonic powers, of preventing you from going berserk with hunger. But how the song works or what it actually is a complete mystery. What's more, for whatever reason, your whole party seems to find both Sarah and that song just so strangely familiar. Well, that's not totally true. One party member claims to have no recognition of Sarah whatsoever, Gale. But before you lot can ponder what exactly that means, your group are interrupted by a summons. The Karma Temple, that giant tower in the center of the junkyard, has called an emergency meeting for all clan leaders. They must all immediately stop whatever it is they are doing and head for the Karma Temple. It's a surprising turn of events. Meetings of all the clan leaders is a rare occurrence indeed. But one cannot simply disobey the Karma Temple. They are the ones who govern this land. So the lot of you agree to put a pin in the whole Sarah discussion for now, and you, Heat, and Archila once again set off towards the center of the junkyard. The tower itself is quite different from any place else in the junkyard. It's full of advanced contraptions and watched constantly by a throng of emotionless upright guards. Not wanting to waste more time here than necessary, Cerf heads into the central chamber alone to find out what the temple requires of the tribe leaders.
Everyone is present. Why have we been summoned, Dissemination Machine?
No answer to your query is available. There are no pertinent issues to be addressed at this time.
I do not understand this. The temple summoned...
I summoned you.
You gaze at the heavens.
Angel.
Listen closely, as there is not much time. Mark these words as the temple's new commandment.
Soon, the laws of nature governing this world shall regress to a more primal state of being. The key lies in the Atma you have gained. Atma is the power of demons, signified by the brands upon your flesh. A demon gains power by feeding. Rend, slaughter, devour your enemies. There is no other way to survive. You cannot escape your hunger, warriors of purgatory.
What is a demon?
The essence of your new selves, your karma, you cannot yet understand. If you wish to learn the truth, slay those assembled here and ascend to Nirvana. All that you desire shall be granted in Nirvana. End the stalemate with your newly awakened powers and fulfill my commandment at once.
You speak words that we do not understand. Aside from our new power, nothing has changed.
Incorrect. There is one addendum. The black-haired girl. One tribe will conquer this purgatory and seize the black-haired girl. Nirvana shall open its gates to this tribe alone.
Well, it's certainly a surprising turn of events. You relay the information you receive to your party, and it's all the lot of you can do to just mull over what this angel told you. The mnemonic powers are spreading across the junkyard, infecting everyone, and apparently Sarah is a key necessary to reach Nirvana. In fact, taking her there may be the only way we could find out who exactly she is. As your group ponders how to move forward, it starts to become apparent that everyone's motivations for continuing have shifted slightly. Heat wants to learn about who Sarah is. Archila wants to regain her humanity. Gale simply wishes to reach Nirvana, as was originally planned, and Cielo wants to pay back Sarah for saving his life. But, despite the difference in goals, the means of achieving them is the same regardless. You have to reach Nirvana. So, at the end of the day, things really haven't changed that much, aside from the fact that we're fighting with demonic powers now. A lot of you once again tighten your resolve, and Gale decides to come up with a plan of attack moving forward. He lays out a map of the junkyard and begins to discuss the current state of affairs affecting the land. Right now, there are 5 clans left. The Brutes, the Wolves, the Maribels, the Solids, and of course us, the Embryons. As things stand right now, despite us having absorbed the defeated Vanguard, we are still probably the weakest tribe. The strongest 2 are most definitely the Brutes, followed by the Wolves, and they are currently locked in a bloody conflict spanning the eastern side of the junkyard. To the west, the Maribels and Solids are locked in something of a similar conflict, although there it's much more of a stalemate. So, Gale posits that we should aim to ally with one of those 2 tribes, preferably the Maribel, since they're the weaker of the 2 and stand to have more to gain from an alliance with us. Doing so would kill 2 birds with 1 stone. First, it would allow a much easier avenue to us for defeating the Solids, but it would also weaken the Maribel forces in the process, making conquering them subsequently a much easier option. That all being said, it's still a very risky plan, as there's no guarantee that our own forces won't get wiped out faster than the Maribels. What's more, the idea of 2 different tribes working together, it's just never been heard of in the junkyard. Still, it's our best plan of attack, so once again, Cerf, Heat, and Archila head off to meet with the Maribel leader and discuss our potential partnership. Upon your arrival, you find the Maribel leader along with a bunch of her soldiers already waiting for you. And surprisingly, she and Archila share something of a philosophical conversation. Kind of out of nowhere, honestly.
Soon everyone in the junkyard will be this way. The war will escalate. God has cursed us all.
What's cursed? Who is this god?
I do not know. The thought appeared in my mind.
Are you sad?
What is sad?
I'm not sure. You just seem that way.
Many of us have died due to this unexplained power. If my reaction is sad, then yes, I am sad.
I don't know, but they hit it off, I guess. And after their little talk, you fill the Maribel leader in on your plan, to which she is intrigued. However, she tells you that she won't just work with anyone, and says if you can break through her forces to the center of the Maribel stronghold, she'll consider a partnership with the Embryon. So that is exactly what you do, defeating and eating your way through a bunch of Maribel Impusas, Akusas, and Mizushis, until eventually you do reach the central courtyard, where Janana has one last challenge waiting for you. Her right-hand man, this member of KISS reject, Bat. And how do I best describe Bats?
Just why?
Well, 3 reasons. First, I was asleep for like 4 years and I am understandably hungry. 2, there's nothing more satisfying than the rush I get from watching a person disappear. And 3, and I need you to pay attention on this one.
Yeah, the Dragon Ball Z abridged take on Imperfect Cell, that sounds about right. So, you do battle with Bat, and he's kind of annoying until you figure out his gimmick, and wipe him out fairly quickly soon after. Upon his defeat, Heat, of course, moves in to eat him as quickly as he can. But Cerf and Archila step in. Janana is surprised at this. Isn't it Heat's right to eat him? After all, he did defeat him. But Archila makes an impassioned speech about, common decency. That, maybe eating people isn't the nicest thing ever. And Janana is surprisingly moved by her words, and decides then and there to take you up on your offer. The Maribels and Embryons will work together to attack the Solid Stronghold. Although, Bat doesn't seem all that happy about his leader's decision. Regardless, you waste no time, and the lot of you start immediately to come up with a plan of attack. And it's very simple, really. The Solid's leader, Mick, tends to keep himself hidden away in their stronghold, rarely if ever leaving himself. So, you have the Maribels stage a frontal assault on the base to draw the majority of the Solid's forces there. Meanwhile, the 3 of you will infiltrate the rear of the stronghold by yourselves and stealthily make your way to Mick's chambers to take him out. And at first, everything seems to go to plan perfectly. You make it into the Solid's base with no resistance and find the inside almost deserted. However, as you make your way deeper, you find that Mick was more prepared for something like this than you might have expected, as a number of traps and pitfalls lay scattered throughout the base. God damn it, Shin Megami Tensei, what is with you and trapdoors? Anyways, eventually you do make it through the long twisting maze that is the Solid Stronghold, and find yourself at the very central chamber, Mick's room. However, upon entering it, you find that Mick is not actually there. Just a handful of guards who you quickly dispose of. And it very quickly becomes apparent that somehow the Solids got wind of your little plan, and they acted accordingly. So, if Mick's not here, that means he's...
Did you really expect to beat me on an empty stomach?
Janana, are you...
No way! That stupid woman never devoured anyone?
I am the same as you. I won't kill needless.
Janana.
Get away! Far from me!
La 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 la
This is what happened when you refuse to eat. Without Sarah's song to calm her down, Janana is transformed completely into something less than human, something little more than a mass of predatory instinct. Mick, seeing his opportunity, decides to go off and feast on the defenseless Maribel's base, laughing at Janana's stupidity as he does, leaving you with no other option but defeating the enraged demonic Janana. After the fight is over, and she lays defeated and dying in the dirt before you, Janana seems to come back to her senses, letting her and Archila have a final few words together.
Your eyes. Those are... They must be... tears.
I don't know why. They keep coming. I can't stop, Janana.
Archila, do not be sad. Finally, I have become your comrade.
Comrade?
Yes. Your comrade. Saying it feels right.
Devour her.
We're finding Mick. Nirvana's supposed to be paradise, right? We'll return to normal. Nobody will suffer like this anymore. That's it. I'm tired of this place.
What a waste.
With a newly hardened resolve, Archila and the rest of you set off, all the more determined to reach Nirvana. But first things first, time to go take on that asshole Mick, who, as I said before, is currently ransacking the Maribel base. As you make your way over, you find Gale there, surprisingly. Apparently Sarah had something of a premonition that something bad would happen to you, so she asked Gale to come and check on you. So you fill him in on everything that happened and how you're now headed to face Mick. Gale, being the emotionless drone that he is, tries to formulate the best way to proceed from here, but Archila is less than happy at his monotone response to Janana's death. I do not understand. Should we not approach this logically? Don't mind her. She's just pissed because the only other lesbian in a 500-mile radius just kicked the bucket. Oh, and should I bring up your little dick measuring contest with Bat, you piece of shit? Whatever. What is a lesbian? I fail to comprehend. Oh my fucking... You really are the worst. In any case, you head into the ransacked Maribel base to try and track down Mick. And everything seemingly goes well. There's a number of Solid's forces milling about the place, but you're able to dispatch with them rather easily. However, as you head deeper in, something starts to feel off. This almost feels too easy. As you draw close to one of the groups of Solids, it suddenly dawns on your group. The Solids aren't actually attacking you unnecessarily. They're drawing you in, waiting for you to engage them. It's almost like they're stalling for time. Heat, suddenly realizing what's going on, turns tail and bolts for the entrance, but finds a familiar-looking face blocking his path. It seems Bat betrayed his leader and joined the Solids. When we were talking with her before, he overheard us talking about Sarah. He knows that we have her, and he's filled Mick in on her location. While we've been wasting time fighting pointless lackeys, Mick should already be infiltrating the Embryon base and taking Sarah for himself. Once again, you're forced to do combat with Bat, who's still as annoying as ever, but in reality it's not much of a serious fight. Bat 2 is just stalling us for time, and after he's beaten, he simply flies off, cackling at Archila as he does. A lot of you rush back to the Embryon base, hoping against hope that Sarah is still okay. As you can imagine, you're too late. You arrive back at the base to find Cielo badly beaten, and Sarah missing. Heat, being Heat, lays into Cielo for being so useless.
Huh? I'm sorry.
Why are you so concerned with Sarah? You do not know, do you?
I'll kill you.
That's enough!
It is not just Heat. You have all changed since Sarah arrived. You may be confused, but do not blame Cielo.
Cute little speech. But what about you, huh?
I have not changed. I am myself. The solution lies in Sarah's lost memories. Instead of simply lashing out, let us think. Where is Sarah? They allowed you to live in order to give us that information. Where is she?
The northern ruins at coordinate 136.
Heat!
He cannot succeed alone. We should follow.
I want to come along too. I gotta redeem myself for all this.
You should rest here. You won't be much help if you're hurt.
So you make your way to this abandoned mansion where Mick is supposedly waiting for you, and it certainly is an odd place. It's like a sort of storybook, but played out like an amusement park ride. It's about a princess and two princes that love her, a dark prince and a light prince. The Dark Prince would constantly hurt the princess and do mean things to her, but secretly it was all just so that he could spend more time with her. Meanwhile, the Light Prince would do kind things and make her happy. So, because the Dark Prince got jealous, he would work tirelessly to try and interfere with the romance between the Light Prince and the princess. But no matter what he did, they would just end up closer together. This went on and on for a while until suddenly... You reach the end of the ride and find out that the last section of the story is corrupted or something, and you can't tell how it actually ends. Anyways, after completing the odd little series of puzzles surrounding the mansion, you finally make it to the top where you find Mick and Bat waiting for you, with Sarah as their hostage. Bat and Heat square off once again, but with Sarah in the state that she's in, Heat isn't really able to do much, and so...
Oh, it must be your first time because you are tight.
However, Bat takes this opportunity to have a little chat with Heat, and things start to take a turn.
If you want the girl back, then kill your leader.
What?
Maybe we'll reward you and your sweetheart with a trip to Nirvana. Mick doesn't give a damn about her, and neither do I. Once we're there, she's all yours. And listen carefully. Do as I say, and it'll be worth your while.
So, it's looking pretty grim for your team. Heat seems to have finally shown his true colors and turned on you. Except, no, he hasn't, because after a short trading of blows, Heat is able to whisper in your ear that this is all just a diversion to get Bat and Mick to lower their guard before he goes in to save Sarah. So, Cerf agrees to help him with his plan, but before either of you can do much of anything...
No, you don't. I don't think so, girly.
What the? My ears!
Let go of me.
Sarah!
You witch!
Hey, nice catch. Now just don't drop her.
I really thought you were better than this, Mick. Guess I was wrong, huh?
What?
I'm going to join the brutes. It's been my plan all along.
I knew it!
Don't move, moron, or I'll crush your skull.
Gotcha.
Cielo!
Oh, Cielo with the last-minute interception! With Sarah safe and Bat out of action, you turn your attention on Mick. In a, surprisingly Looney Tunes-esque scene?
Where are you going?
In any case, you do battle with a guy who's like a weird two-headed shark demon thing? But eventually you do bring him down, and once again another leader is defeated, bringing you one step closer to Nirvana. You regroup with Yellow and Sarah, and it's a happy reunion.
Well, it looks like Bat got away.
We will meet him again. He is strong. He would make a better ally than Cielo.
Oh, come on! I totally saved Sarah back there!
Are you joking? Bat makes me sick.
Yeah, what she said?
What is joking?
As far as I know, it means you aren't serious.
I do not comprehend.
Cerf! Cerf! I'm sorry. Oh, you're hurt.
Yeah, he don't understand self-control.
Well, at least everyone's all right now.
I'm sorry. I came here to help. But I've only created problems. There really isn't anywhere I belong.
Hey, why you say that, Sarah?
You've got a place to stay. Well, I mean, we're, you know.
We're comrades, am I right?
Yeah, that's it.
Comrades?
That's right.
I do not comprehend.
Oh, hush. That's enough from you.
Hey, say something, Cerf.
Oh, what can I say? Like so many women before her, Sarah too is getting suckered in by that blank-faced silent protagonist charm. Well, whatever the case, we're finally all back together. Unfortunately though, like Archila said, Bat has somehow managed to escape again, and like he was saying before, he almost certainly has gone to the Brutes. So we could probably guess that the Brutes will know about Sarah's existence very quickly, meaning we're going to be under a lot more scrutiny from the strongest tribe in the junkyard. So, Gale once again decides to formulate a plan, one to even the playing field. Not necessarily killing the Brute's leader, but whittling down a lot of their forces in the process. He takes you to a large ship that has stood in the junkyard for longer than anyone can remember. Nobody's really sure why it's there or how it got there, but everyone knows that it's there. Here, Gale plans to set a trap. Since everyone knows we have Sarah, why not use that fact to draw them in? Use Sarah as bait to bring as many of the Brute's forces onto the ship as possible. Then, once they're all aboard, we'll detonate several bombs we will have placed ahead of time around the ship, destroying everything inside and severely crippling the Brute's fighting strength. However, there is one problem with the plan. Are we really going to use Sarah as bait? I mean, we don't really want to, but at the same time, they're not going to show up unless Sarah's actually there. And that's when Gale says he has a plan for that too. We aren't going to use her as bait. We are going to have to improvise.
Okay, this seriously won't work.
Why is that?
Obviously, Sarah isn't this tall, her hair is way different, and her arms ain't that thick. Oh!
Well, excuse me.
There's a lot more shtick in this game than I was expecting, and I kinda love it. Anyways, you set about your plan. Archila parades around the top deck, giving off her best Sarah impression. Meanwhile, Gale, Cielo, and Cerf run around the interior setting up bombs at key locations. However, as you're busy drawing the Brute's forces ever deeper into the cavernous ship, up on the top deck, Archila has a surprising visitor. Fortunately, Cerf, Cielo, and Gale arrive just in time to help Archila out. And so, once again, you face off. Only this time, Bat has a new and very annoying trick up his sleeve. But even with that, you're still able to slowly whittle him down and eventually defeat Bat for the third time. But you don't really have time to lord it over him because there's a countdown a-comin', and your party, quickly as possible, evacuates the ship. As you watch the burning wreckage of the ship, Archila has a moment of weakness in front of Cerf. It looks like Bat's words really got to her. She's starting to wonder if what we're doing is really any different than any of the other groups here. Cerf tells her that he's not really sure if what we're doing is right. All he knows is that he wants all of us, the people he cares about, to survive. And that the most important thing right now is to just continue on. You know, it's really starting to feel like we're becoming a real tight-knit group now. Sure, we may have some different motivations, a couple different viewpoints, but at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. We all want to help each other, help our comrades. At this point, I really don't think there's anything that could happen that could tear our group apart.
I already know you're strong. But strength isn't everything, Heat. Surf.
We'll move on. We've taken up residence in a small abandoned group of buildings in a remote corner of the junkyard, some place to hide from the prying eyes of the brutes or the wolves. As your group reconvene to discuss how to proceed, Gale shows up with some troubling news. Apparently, the wolves have been all but wiped out by the brutes, which is strange. They were weaker than the brutes, sure, but they should have been able to hold out far longer than this. To make matters worse, the remaining members of the Solids have joined forces with the brutes. which should be impossible. The law of the land dictates that if a leader is defeated, all remaining members must join the victors. They should be joining us. What the hell is going on? Gale posits a question to the group. Would any of us join the brutes should they kill Cerf? Which is met with a resounding no. Even Pete angrily mutters that he'd just take over Cerf's place if that happened. So Gale suggests that, for whatever reason, the laws that govern the land are starting to fade. Up until now, it's basically never occurred to anyone here to question these laws, but now you start to wonder, why did we follow them so unquestioningly until now? Why are they in place? Who set them? Why do we have to follow them? However, before you can really ponder such deep thoughts, one of your scouts shows up with a report for us. Apparently, we've received a message from the leader of the wolves. It's tough to say what that means. It could be a genuine cry of distress, it could be a trap, but Gale eventually concludes that it's worth investigating, and a lot of you head off to the coordinates given by the scout to meet with the wolves' leader. The leader himself is a man named Lupa. Before he can really talk much with you though, Gale decides to test whether this really is a trap or not.
Gale!
What assurance do we have that you are not here on Varen's behalf?
I vow upon my honor.
Honor? What is this honor you speak of?
I see it within you as well.
I do not comprehend. How does one see such a thing?
I can see it in your eyes.
Having agreed that Lupa is trustworthy and that we should work together in an effort to defeat the brutes, he leads you down a secret tunnel that will supposedly lead us directly to the brutes' base and past their fortified entrance. As you walk, Lupa talks of a dream he's been having, of a child, one who used to call him father, which prompts Gale to remember his own dream, of that mysterious woman he keeps seeing. It really is vexing, isn't it? There's something beyond this place, beyond the scope of the junkyard. And for whatever reason, we all can remember bits and pieces of it, but no matter what we do, it still continues to elude us. However, before your philosophical debate can continue, the sound of several murmuring voices reaches your ears. Your group carefully peer around a corner to see a brute patrol group. It looks like they already knew about this hidden path and have stationed guards are ready to protect it. So, Lupa decides to take this opportunity to split up with your group. He'll go off ahead and deal with the majority of the brute's forces that are guarding the way, and he'll do so with honor.
Lupa, there is someone I must meet as well. Let us go to Nirvana together.
In order to rule over the tribes, you must defeat their leaders. Will the temple make an exception?
If not, we will destroy the temple.
So be it.
I wonder if we should have told him about that whole not eating people causes you to go crazy thing that we saw happen to Archila and Janana. I'm sure it'll be fine. So of course you reach the end of the tunnel and you have to deal with the enraged Lupa. And I hope you brought some way to give your party fire immunity, because otherwise this fight is gonna be a bitch and a half. Still, any SMT game where Cerberus is a three-headed dog and not a one-handed cat is a good thing in my book. After the battle, as Lupa lays defeated before you, he tells Gale his final wish.
Lupa, what shall I tell your child?
Tell him to become a man of honor. He'll be carrying an
does not die with you. I will find your son.
In any case, we are now safely inside the Brute's base of operation. And despite the surrounding area looking like you might expect, heavily fortified stronghold and stuff like that, the central building is more akin to a, stately manor or something. I wonder what sort of significance an odd place like this could have.
Hello! Today we all came here to the beach.
Oh, come on, that was boring. Spice it up a little. Like this. Hey there, this is Sarah. The ocean makes me feel so free. Like that, you know?
Stop messing around, you guys.
Idiot, you're blocking me. Get your damn mop head out of the way. Oh, you want a piece of me? Come on. Oh, dumb bastard. Let's go,
come on, guy. Come on.
Stop acting like children. Guys, we're still recording. Hey, come join the rest of us. Hello! Today we all... Hello! Today we all came here to the beach. Hello!
Whatever the case, the Brute's leader is the last thing standing between you and Nirvana. A lot of you make your way into the manor to search for him, but find the place far more maze-like than you could have expected. It's almost like the rooms move whenever you pass. And for some reason, no matter which direction you take, you always end up finding yourself back at the beginning again. And of course, there's plenty of powerful Brute henchmen to make your search even more treacherous. Where the hell is the Brute's leader, Varen?
Well, nothing upstairs.
Cielo!
It's been a while, Cerf. Yes, that's the face. The one I couldn't forget even if I wanted to.
Cerf!
I don't know you. But I do remember you. How the hell can you follow the man who devoured you?
What are you talking about? I don't know.
You were the first to be devoured.
And you, I feel sorry for you. How many times must you die for this woman? What? Do not underestimate my power. You look hungry. There's plenty to eat here. Devour as much as you like. Tribes, comrades, I'm sick of all that bullshit. I'll make you recall the sins you have forgotten.
Stop it! I won't allow that. How dare you? How dare you try to do this to them? I won't let you hurt my friends!
Huh. You won't allow it? As if you have any right. To hell with you all! I've had enough of this godforsaken dump! I'll kill your precious leader and finally get out of this hellhole!
Varen certainly is a formidable opponent. At first, he fights rather sneakily, able to hide his presence completely. However, Sarah seems to be able to sense him, and she's able to direct you on where you should strike. Varen, annoyed that his initial trick doesn't seem to be working, gives up on his stealthy approach and instead opts to show you his true power. This, kind of looks like a weird, bizarro version of Starman from Earthbound. Whatever the case, this new form is far more powerful than he was before. He also seems to have the power to awaken the hunger alongside your party members to cause you to go feral and attack your own comrades. Fortunately though, once again Sarah is there to save you. With her support, you're able to overcome Baron's influence and slowly but surely whittle him down until you are finally victorious. After the fight, Baron lays before you, defeated. You begin to question him. How does he know everyone except for Gale? What does he know that we don't? And so... he tells you. He tells you that all of us, every one of us here, died in Nirvana, the very place we're trying to reach. And the reason why all of us are here, why we've all been cast into this hellhole, is because of Sarah. His strength spent, Baron 2 passes away, calling Sarah the devil as he does.
Wait, I knew that didn't make sense. That was the first cat that I ever saw. So then how did I know what it was?
That is not all. We also know of children and parents. And yet, none of these things exist here in the junkyard.
So then we remember these things from Nirvana? We actually died before and were sent to the junkyard? Now we're like this? We devour each other. Janana, Lupa, so many people died. And you think Sarah's behind all this? How the hell could she be?
I don't know. You know I ain't that smart.
Exactly. Knowing the truth wouldn't change anything. Who cares about this stupid world? So what if we died? Forget all that crap. Look at what all of us have become.
We're comrades.
Then there's nothing to debate. Well, I mean that, you can't be a comrade alone. That's ridiculous.
Comments?
Scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 3. But all in all, I'd have to say that it's still pretty good for a hot-headed jerk, ja?
Maybe if you spoke up a bit more.
Well, it looks like a lot of you are united. Yeah, maybe Sarah was the cause of everything here, and yeah, there certainly are a lot of questions we have for her. But at the end of the day, she's our comrade. So, we will continue to believe in her. It looks like she's gone ahead of us towards the Karma Temple. Perhaps she's regained her memories, or perhaps she never lost them to begin with. Whatever the case, it looks like she doesn't want us to follow her. But we can't just let that slide, can we? Whatever obstacles may be waiting for us inside that damn tower, we will defeat every last one of them and reunite with Sarah. Eventually, you make it to just under the pinnacle of the tower. From here, you can look out and see the entirety of the junkyard. However, upon closer inspection, something truly worrying seems to be happening. The junkyard is disappearing. It's a terrifying sight, but for now he can only focus on one thing. Sarah.
Angel! I know you're here!
Thanks to them, the shell has finally cracked open. You caused me quite a bit of trouble.
If I go back, will you leave the junkyard alone?
I do not like wasting time. Do you really think I'd agree to that, knowing what I plan to do through you?
No. I can't do such horrible things. Please go!
Impressive, but you are the only remaining cyber shaman. It took 5 years to perfect the virus, but you can already use it with ease. However, I do not like wasting time. This wasn't easy to find. You care that much? Since you show no signs of regret, I'll make this simple for you. Seraphita.
Angel. The voice that incited you to devour each other from the very beginning. The last obstacle standing in your way. Who is she? What is her goal? Why does she need Sarah? All of that is a mystery. But it doesn't matter. Right now, the only thing you and the rest of your party understands is that you will do everything you can to protect your comrade.
Stop.
Stay back!
What are you doing to us, Sarah?
I'm glad that we could say goodbye.
Don't. You can't.
Please stay back. Stay where you are, sir.
Damn it.
Please stop. I beg you.
You are beautiful. To survive,
you devour others. A demon epitomizes karma in its simplest form. That should not be wasted. But your hopes and beliefs are utterly worthless. At last we shall see the maturation of the seed I have sown in you!
Bring it on!
As you land the final blow and send Angel flying on her backside, something begins to happen. The world starts to shake, and before you know it, everything around you starts to shudder and shake. It looks like, with Angel's defeat, the world itself is starting to disappear. You all quickly rush for the portal to Nirvana, the only potential escape route left to you. Heat, Archila, Cielo, and Sarah all manage to make their way up the stairs. Gale, just a step behind them, offers a hand to Angel, suggesting she come with us. But unfortunately, the one farthest behind is Cerf. He quickly jumps from rock to rock, moving as quickly as he possibly can to make it in time. But he's not fast enough. Before anyone can make it inside the portal, the tower itself crumbles to pieces, and the world goes white.